besties, welcome back to the channel. My name is Kyan and this is Kyan is Booked. And today we're going to be talking about my June hopefuls. So I have a readathon that I've impulsively decided to do in the months of June and July. So we'll talk about that TBR at the tail end of this video. I've only have like 3 books on my hopefuls list. Because these are ones that outside of the readathon that I would really like to get to and that I would really like to read this month. If you're new here, I'm a huge mood reader, so I struggle with the idea of a TBR. So I call my TBR videos hopeful videos, and essentially these are the books that I'm really hopeful that I'm going to read in this month. But if I don't, I'm no longer beating myself up over it, and everything's still going to be okay, and I can always just read it in a later month. So without further ado, the first book I would like to read is going to be Throne of Power by Rena Kent. And if you have been around, then you know I've had this on 2 or 3 of my hopefuls lists. I am currently reading the entire Renaverse in publication order, in reading order, and Throne of Power is the next one up. This is her Mafia duet, and this is a twin sister, the other twin, that's married to Asher from All the Truths duet. I cannot remember her name right now. It's blanking. I know it starts with an R. But this is the twin sister who's in the Mafia, and I'm pretty excited to read this one because I'm pretty sure this is a bodyguard romance. I am a chapter in, and I have 15 highlights according to Goodreads, but I'm probably gonna have to go back and reread that chapter because it's been a couple of months. Next up is Of Gods and Monsters by Zavi James. And this is the good, the bad, the smutties book club pick for the month of June. So for those of you who don't know, Jess from Love to Love Books and I have a book club. We've been doing it for a couple years now. Each month, or in summer months, we usually just do one live. But each month we go live and we discuss a book that we picked. Her son Archer's birthday is in June, so he picked our book, and all of his are based off of cover picks. So all I know about this book is that it's kind of like a mythology retelling, gods and goddesses, and that's all I really need to know. So I'm pretty excited about this one. I'll talk about July's in my July hopefuls video, but it is my birthday month, so I got to pick our July book, and I'm pretty excited about it. If you want a preview of it, the book club Instagram is linked in the description box below, and we have announced both June and July because we'll be doing the live show in July. Cold Trail by Robert Dugani. So this is book 7 in the Tracy Crossfight series. It's a thriller mystery series, and I've been listening to these on audio. I actually started reading or listening to these at the end of May, and I'm on the 6th book right now, so I really do want to continue in the 7th book. So this is story of Tracy Crossfight. She is a detective with the Seattle Police Department, and she's gone home to Cedar Grove with her husband Dan and their newborn little girl, and she's kind of pulled into this mystery of how one of the police officer wives was murdered, and that's pretty much all I know about it. I've listened to this entire series purely on audio because it's the you can download it from KU and then listen to it on Audible. The narrator is wonderful. I'm really enjoying this series overall. I actually found this series. I was at my library and I walking by. I was like, oh wow, this looks really interesting. I read the back of one of the books, and then I just went on Amazon to look for the first book in the series. And I originally was going to get from my library, but the KU download plus listen is really cool. So I've been listening to those, and I'd really like to. I want to say finish the series, but also too don't want to put that much pressure on myself because I really am enjoying it. So I do at least want to get through book number 7. Okay. So now we're going to kind of transition into the Summer Romantasy-athon. This is being put on by Tori Between Pages. I have it written down right here and I still messed it up. Anyways, so she's hosting a Summer Romantasy-athon, and I'll pop it up right here, but there are 35 prompts, and you can either use a book for multiple prompts, or you can read one book per prompt. And I haven't really decided which way I'm going to go just yet. I really, really, really want to read one book per prompt. It feels like I'm putting a lot of pressure on myself, but also too, I think it would be a lot of fun to really stretch myself and really get a lot of the romantasy books I want to get read off of my TBR video that I did a couple months ago. And I'll post that link up there and in the description box, read and completed. And of course, Belle's going to get up right now and go sit down on her little dog bed. Anyway, so I'm kind of using like this challenge as a way to kind of get through some of the books that I placed on that TBR and on like the bookshelf that I created on Goodreads. So there are, like I said, 35 categories, 35 prompts, and I have gone ahead and decided on 5 prompts to start off with. I will be doing weekly vlogs for this. So it runs from June 1st all the way to July 31st. And I'll be doing a weekly vlog. So each week I'll kind of talk about the books that I'm going to be reading, but I wanted in my June Hopefuls video to kind of like give you an idea, preview of what I was going to be reading for my first 5 prompts. So the first one is the Who Did This to You book club June pick, and Tori runs that book club, and they chose Beneath Black Sails by Claire Sager. And if you see me looking over here, I brought my laptop out here so I could kind of give you an idea. She's a sea witch wanted for murder, and he's a pirate hunter determined to capture her. I think those 2 sentences really give you an idea of what we're going to be up against. So that is a 4-book series. Yeah, it's a 4-book series, so it's the first in a series. Next, I'm going to do a new to me author, and this is The Bone Shard Daughter by Andrea Stewart. So if you have been around, then you know that I think last month and the month before I had The Bone Shard Daughter on my TBR. Still haven't read it, so I went ahead and just pushed it to this because it was going to fit the prompts really, really well. Let's see. Basically, this is a story of how the emperor's reign is failing, and she's the emperor's daughter, and he's refusing to recognize her as his heir, and she's like, you know, she wants to prove herself essentially as his heir. So she's gonna try to what does it say right there? Master the bone shard magic. So really excited to read that one. I know this is actually Andrea Stewart's debut book, and I know that it was on like the best fantasy and the best debut novel lists for 2020. So I'm pretty excited to read that one. Next up, the next prompt I chose was the standalone. So A Deal with the Elf King by Elsie Kova. And this is a standalone inspired by the tales of Hades and Persephone, as well as Beauty and the Beast, with a happily ever after ending. It is filled with the right amount of steam, a slow burn, and a very swoon-worthy couple. So they pretty much have me the little bit of like Beauty and the Beast that's going to be a part of it. So pretty excited to read this one to kind of see how Hades and Persephone can get mixed with Beauty and the Beast as well. I don't know. We'll see how I'm feeling about it. Next, I have a slow burn, which is Phoenix Unbound by Grace Draven. So this says, a woman with power over fire and illusion and the enslaved son of a chieftain battle a corrupt empire in this powerful and deeply emotional romantic fantasy. So this is book 1 of 3. Oh, every year, each village is required to send a young woman to the empire's capital, her fate to be burned alive for the entertainment of the masses. Oh my gosh. Okay. I'm sorry, I got really distracted because I didn't read the synopsis before I started filming this. So essentially, she's been sacrificed for the last 5 years for her town because she can create illusions and can be reborn because she possesses magic. And then the most famous gladiator wants her help to get out of his enslavement. To protect her family and village, she will abandon everything to return to the empire and burn once more. Actually sounds really interesting. I kind of just picked this one because I knew it was a slow burn and I didn't know too much about it. Okay, and the last book that I'm going to be putting on this Hopefuls video is When the Moon Hatched by Sarah A. Parker. I went on to, so this one is for the prompt Tori's fave, and I went on to this one and I figured if she rated it 5 stars, she probably really enjoyed it and it was probably a favorite of hers. So this is a fast-paced fantasy romance featuring an immersive, vibrant world with mysterious creatures, a unique magic system, and a love that blazes through the ages. And both Thea Gazan, the author of The Hurricane Wars, and Raven Kennedy, which is the author of the Play to Prisoner series, blurbed this. And it says, there's more to their story that meets the eye, but some truths are too poisonous to swallow. Sounds good to me. And that is going to be what I'm going to slot in for Tori's fave, unless of course, like I want to move it on the board somewhere else, and then I pick another one. So we'll see how I'm feeling. We'll see if I even read these 5 books, because if you know me as a true mood reader, there's still a really good chance that I can change my mind. So that's it, y'all. Just 8 books this month for June hopefuls. I'm on summer break officially now, so like I really just want to let myself like fall into books that I'm like really excited to read. So I'm trying not to put like too much constraint on what I want to read and on my TBR lists. Do we have any books that are the same? Let me know in the comment section, or if you've read one of the books that I want to read, let me know what you think about it. Be sure to subscribe, like, comment this video, and as always, I'm gonna catch you in the next one. Bye.